Hi all! Welcome to my first video in a while, and the first ever Pokemon the Card Game Online video. For anyone who was watching my previous content, thanks a lot for sticking around. I know it's been a long time since I've posted anything. For those of you specifically waiting for a Dragalia Lost video, it's coming. I've got a lot to say about the state of the game, mostly positive, and I'm excited to share my lackluster progress while I've been away from streaming and making videos. Today though, we're talking Pokemon TCG. I'm currently in the process of preparing to compete in the Players' Cup 4, the fourth iteration of the online tournament system Pokemon Play has in place to fill the gaping hole real-life tournaments used to exist in. I love playing competitive card games, and I used to compete in both Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon tournaments, but I never really had the time to fully commit. I still don't, but I love it so much I'm going to try and prepare for this upcoming tournament, which at least allows me to compete on my iPad from anywhere, which makes the entire ordeal far more feasible. I don't pretend to fully understand the tournament format, but apparently, as long as I'm registered properly, I believe I am. I created a proper account and completed all the permissions and was issued a trainer ID, and eligible, also fairly confident, I am eligible based on where I live and my age, I will receive tournament keys in my account that I can use to enter qualifying tournaments with. Seems simple enough, though I wish there was a way for me to email someone and ask if I've properly completed registration and whatnot. I'm old-fashioned that way. If anyone in the chat wants to elaborate and it sounds like I've missed something, let me know by all means. So, to the competition. I've selected the deck I plan to enter with, and my plan over the next few weeks is to practice with it until it feels like I know it so well, I've played it in so many scenarios, I have enough experience to make the right decisions in a tournament environment. Honestly, this is what it comes down to in my opinion. A lot of people will have really great decks, but if you don't know what decision to make, or which cards to grab, or what actions to prioritize during the game, it doesn't matter how great your deck is, you're probably going to lose. That's been my struggle for sure, and it's only going to be corrected from practicing a ton. So today, I'm going to show you my deck, explain a little bit why I chose the variant of it that I chose, and then play some games to practice and point out my observations and thinking of my decision making as I go. Hopefully, we'll see some of the competitive decks I might come across in a tournament, like Pikarom or Scorch. So, my deck is a Coalossal VMAX deck, centrally focused on Coalossal with really no extra tricks up my sleeve. Every Pokemon that I've chosen to include is focused on getting my Coalossal VMAX set up as fast as Pokemonly possible. I built three variants of this deck before settling on this deck list as my final choice, and I'm going to open it up now so I can take a look for you guys. So one of the deck lists, original variant deck lists that I was testing included Sirfetch'd V, and the other one included Eldegoss and Lugia as far as my Pokemon selections. I didn't end up liking either list because honestly, this deck has to set up a Coalossal VMAX turn 2 with one energy attached, a Rangaroo on the bench, and one energy on top deck to be fast enough to take out major threat decks. There's just a lot of speed right now in this format, so for me, adding in any extra Pokemon who might clog up my active Pokemon spot if I don't have Switch or Balloons handy, or that extra Pokemon being the only one in my starting hand without the right search tools to grab a Coal or a Coal VMAX, is just not worth it, and doesn't provide the kind of reliability I needed to see to have this deck ramp up quickly enough to win against major threat decks. So as you can see, I'm running 3 Rangaroo, 3 Crobat, 3 Coalossal V, actually it's 4 Coalossal V, I always forget. I have one that's really pretty. See this one here, the really shiny one? So I always forget that there's 4, and then I have 4 Coalossal VMAX, sorry. For trainers, I'm running a pretty regular set of trainers with a couple nuanced choices to benefit my deck. I'm running the normal search and draw cards like Professor's Research and Marnie, but I also have buff padding and Mallow and Lana to make my Coal VMAX very tanky. These trainers, combined with my Stone Energies, make it very hard to kill Coal VMAX faster than I can kill my opponent's Pokemon in many cases. I have air balloons in case I have to start in a Rangaroo or Crobat, and boss orders and escape ropes to stall if my opening hand is less than optimal. So far in my practicing, the decks that give me the biggest problems are Scorch and single prize decks. Scorch ramps up fast. If I don't have an optimal opening hand, it's almost an auto loss just because of how fast that deck goes. Practicing has given me better outcomes in general over the weeks against this deck, just in the sense that if my opponent misplays at all or doesn't ramp up as quickly as they should be, my Coal VMAX can overwhelm and I can win. Single prize decks are just frustrating, mostly Mad Party. The prize exchange rate makes it a rough matchup, but I've had decent luck causing opponents to draw out by continuously healing and switching out my Coal VMAXs before they get knockouts and then taking a prize here or there. Okay, so that's probably enough explanation. Let's see how this deck does in practice today. So we're going to join the ladder and we're going to start seeing how it goes. I'll try to share my observations as we go. All right, well, we've got a fancy deck box. Usually that tends to be an indication that they're running a more competitive mainstream deck, though that's not always the case. A quick sip of tea here while we see what's up. Okay, this is a bad first hand. This is not a good first hand. Having to active Crobat, and having that Coalossal VMAX in my hand with no way to trade it out for a Coalossal V is problematic. What is this? This is an ADP variant deck, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Which is in line with the deck box. That would be on brand. Okay, alright, this might be doable. So if I quick ball and grab I'm going to need to grab a Coalossal V. We're going to be lucky if I'm able to play it next turn without my hand getting rearranged. Yeah, I'm gonna pass that. So this isn't optimal only because if they make me shuffle my hand and lose that Coalossal VMAX, if I don't get that Coalossal VMAX out on the second turn, I found that main competitive decks in format are they're just too competitive to keep up with unless I'm optimizing my second turn each and every time. And I'm sure a lot of people are thinking, well, why would I not just play, you know, a more a more mainstream competitive deck like ADP or Crushing Hammer. Interesting. I hate Crushing Hammer. It's the bane of my existence. Lucky roll for me. Sorry, going back to that. So ADP, Pika Rom. There's a bunch of other mainstream ones. Scorch. I just really like Coalossal. That's why and honestly, at the end of the day, that's why I'm playing it. I want to play a deck that's competitive enough to win with, and I do think that Coalossal VMAX can be that deck. I really do. I'm getting the sense that this person didn't draw into a great hand either. Oh, that's not a great second turn for them. I actually might be able to win this turn if I play this properly. Let's see. Could I? I mean, I could. If I put an energy there, I need an Oranguru. So I'm gonna throw away my hand and hope I draw into an Oranguru or a Crobat. Okay, I did. I think this might be over, actually. I'm gonna Great Ball a... Okay, just in case. Even if I, like, honestly, I've come to learn that even if I think, you know, things are over, it's good to grab extra tools. Just because sometimes I screw up. Like, I don't want to screw up. If I'm going to play in tournaments, I honestly can't have any screw-ups. And I had a screw-up. Okay, so I've already made a screw-up here. I thought I had a switch, and I don't have a switch. So either I'm going to draw into what I need, and I don't. So yeah, so that's why we do the things we do, because for some reason in the back of my head, probably because I was talking to you guys and not fully focusing, I'm not blaming you guys, I thought I could switch into my Coalossal. That was a pretty big mistake because I could have won that turn. This is why I'm practicing though, because like that kind of mistake in a tournament setting, if I'm ever going to go to Worlds, I really can't have that kind of a mistake happening, especially when they had such a rough first turn. Like I really could have. Could I have won if I played the energy? It would have been I think it actually would have been chance either way. Because even if I had put the energy on the Crobat and retreated into my 1 energy Coalossal V, the only way I could have one-shotted Berserker is if I eruption shotted into a top deck energy. That's problematic. Samazenta is like my hard counter. Like such a hard counter for my deck. Like honestly, it's pretty problematic. Well, we might as well load up there. I mean, I can definitely boss's orders, but then I'm not going to be able to switch out. I mean, yeah, this is not a great, I don't know what they're setting up. Like, if they obviously are not drawing very well. And if they've got, like, Zamazenta is just such a crappy matchup for me. I'm gonna get stuck. Not a lot I can do right now. I guess I could try and... This is the one, so it's actually good that you guys saw this on the first go. Because this is like the one hard matchup that I hit that's just really not good. Yeah, I mean, I really need a switch. Well, we've got buff padding. I can take that and retreat, and then I can boss's orders the Berserker. So that's something at least. And then we can eruption shot that energy onto it. But I mean, we're really running into the issue here where Zamazenta, you know, I can't really do anything against the Zamazenta. And I'm really not sure if I'm going to be able to boss's orders. They got to discard every time they do that. See, it's nice to take so little damage from attacks. It's just not really sure what the play is here. I guess I can Pokemon Communication into another V. I'm pretty sure, though, this makes it so that I can't attack. Well, it's just VMAX. I wonder if I should... I actually have never tested that. I just assumed that it was... How much does that do? It's Boulder Crush. It does 180. I mean, I could certainly try and hit it. I really don't want to discard, like, all of my professor's research. This is a really awkward hand. I don't really want to do that either. So let's do that. Okay. And we put buff padding here. Can do that. I'm really not going to be able to retreat with that either, though. This is not looking good, guys. Well, we can put an energy up top. Like, these are the kinds of practice matches, though, that I need at the end of the day. Can't do any damage, but I can at least attach. And then, I guess just hope that I get a switch next turn, I suppose. I can set it on fire. It'd be nice to be able to one-shot it, though, and I don't think I'm gonna... Even if I get my V, like, I can one-shot... Well, I can't one-shot my V, but... I've got 40 cards in their deck, and I only have 22. Like, I'm gonna have to do something here. Really, Pokemon Catcher? Why? But why? Okay, so they're trying to knock that out before... They're trying to knock that out before I can do anything with it. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, we're kind of getting limited with options here. I'm gonna have to... For all that I run into Zamazenta, I'm really gonna have to come up with some kind of... I think I'm gonna have to give up on this match, because I really don't think there's anything I can do. Could retreat, but it takes 4, so that's not gonna happen. I am going to resign, because that isn't really a situation that... I really kind of... Let's take a look at the deck list here. I spoke about how I really had kind of narrowed this down to the very last thing that I wanted to play, but the problem is I'm running into... I seem to be constantly running into... Well, not constantly. I barely ever run into it, which is the problem, because do you tech in something specifically to take that out? Like, that's really the problem, right? Now, because this is... What is it again? Oh, yeah, okay, so we're looking at fighting, and there just really isn't... I don't know how many good fighting cards. There's just not a lot of... Like, what can I do with this? Is there anything I can do with this? I mean, that's something. but it evolves from an identified fossil, so I wouldn't be able to just play it. If it was basic, that would actually be kind of okay. Surfetched is a V. Maybe I should add the Surfetched back in, because that was kind of the problem that I was having. I mean, I could take a Crobat out and put a Surfetched in, and maybe that would be enough to get rid of Zamazenta. Problem is, you know, you run into a... I mean, I'm going to give it a try. Gotta have some kind of answer. Can't just be no answer to anything. Alright. Now that we've done that... Okay. Let's give this another go. Let's see what we can do here. I mean, it's good to run into the... It is good to run into the harder decks. And that really wasn't a harder deck, but Zamazenta is a hard counter to my approach. I think this is going to be that Charizard spam deck that I always see. We'll see. Yes, I do want to go first. Gives me time for the setup. Are we going to mulligan? Are we going to not? That's, again, not a great hand. Really not a great hand. If I can Great Ball into a Coalossal V, it's an okay hand. If I can't, it's a garbage hand. Ugh! Ugh! Eternatus. I have to get my crap together. Okay, that's not awful. We'll see. I need an Oranguru, though, or this is going to be problematic. Yeah, if I could first turn an Eternatus, though, that would sure be something. I do have the elemental advantage, but even with the elemental advantage, Eternatus decks ramp up like hella fast. So it's, you know, it is one of those situations where you really have to be on your game. And the only thing is that without an Oranguru, I'm not going to be able to one-shot that Eternatus. So, excuse my coughing. Whatever I draw next, pretty much, excuse me, guys. Whatever I draw next pretty much needs to be something that's going to give me oh, an Obstagoon? Eternatus Obstagoon. That's interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so they don't want to get their Eternatus one shot. I totally get that. Which, actually, that's a very good play. Because I would one shot it if he left it out and I got lucky. So this Eternatus player is smart. I might still be able to one-shot it, though. We'll see. I mean, it's going to come down to luck, actually. Alright. Let's put it out. Boss's orders the Eternatus. Alright, we'll see. It comes down to luck. If I one-shot it, it has to be an energy, and it's not. Okay, well. If it retreats, that's I need an Oranguru, and I need a drawing, like something to draw with, like ASAP. I'm doing damage, which is great, but, I mean, this Eternatus deck should have really already ramped up now. I'm surprised they haven't already VMAXed and extended their bench. I'd be in big trouble. They're playing it really well, though. The Obstagoon, the kind of hitting me with all they've got, they are playing it really well. Yeah, see, the Surfetched, I don't know. I just, for whatever reason, it feels like it throws everything off. Really? Really? Okay. I need a professor's research. I get so lucky sometimes. It's, like, ridiculous how lucky I get sometimes. Okay. I'm gonna use that, because if I don't, it's just gonna go... Oh, shit. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm really dumb. Okay, that was dumb. Yeah, that was a misplay. Massive misplay on my part. I always forget you can't play two. I'm so not ready. This is why I have to practice. I'm just not ready for tournament yet. Just not, you know? That was a major misplay. I should have, for some reason, I always think that Mallow and Lana is a item card. It's just not good. It's not. Hiding energy. Does that stop it from having any weakness? Has no retreat cost. Interesting. Okay. I wonder why they would play that in favor of not having a retreat cost. Okay, Surfetched. You can go on the bench. I really need some cards here to set up. Okay, that's better than nothing. I can't one-shot this Eternatus, though, which is a problem. Or can I? Probably not. I can Stone Energy. Can Orangaroo with that. I can't Boss's Orders, but I can Air Balloon Buddy. I better not, though. Oh, wait. What can I do right now? I can Quick Ball into Crobat. Oh my god, they're all prized. That's really bad. That's not good. Ugh, okay. That was not optimal. Okay, that's a problem because it didn't one-shot it, and he's gonna take out my Coalossal now. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I have some really good runs with my Coalossal deck, and sometimes when I don't draw right, ugh. It's gotta be consistent, though. There's just too much consistency. Like, I have an Eternatus deck, but that I have run and I've practiced with a ton. And when it runs well, it runs well. Like, it goes really well. And it's very competitive. I don't know, I thought I had my mind made up that I would run a Coalossal deck, but I'm not sure if that's the right call anymore. I'm just really not. Yeah, I don't know. I might as well put this out. If I don't one-shot it this turn, I'm pretty much going to be done anyways. Yeah, I don't have any energy. Not ideal. Okay, if I put the escape rope back, I can do that. That would maybe buy me a turn, maybe. I can put that there. And I can Boss's Orders out the Zigzagoon. And if it retreats, it retreats. And then I lose. And then I will give up. I don't know. I want this deck to be consistent enough to work, but that opening turn is kind of it's really a difference maker, you know? Oh, I forgot it had that hiding energy on it. That's another misplay, too. This is why practice is so necessary. Player takes one fewer prize card. Interesting. That is an interesting choice for a stadium, actually. It's very interesting. I actually feel like I might add that to my Eternatus deck. That's awesome. Why have I never seen anyone play that? Interesting. I'm going to concede that one because that didn't really come out right. Okay, let's play one more and see how it goes. After today's performance, I'm seriously reconsidering whether I should be entering with maybe in one of my Eternatus variants. I don't know. I'm pretty disappointed. I mean, 2 games is hardly a sample size, but that opening hand is just so key. So this is what I would consider a really good. Oh, okay. Well, I would like to play the really good opening hand. It's unfortunate. We'll play one more until we get at least like a full game. I would have considered that an excellent opening hand, though. I had everything I need to second turn, fully ramp up my Coalossal second time. So we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe I can get another really good first hand. I mean, the consistency of the first hand is really the most important part. If you do get it with Coalossal, it's so hard to keep up with how much damage it outputs second turn. Yeah, this isn't bad, but it's also not great either because there's no draw cards in this hand. And so I have no way of getting a Orangaroo. And that to me is problematic. I need the Orangaroo to... Okay, so this is a Mad Party deck, which is, again, a difficult matchup. Very difficult matchup for my deck. I'm thinking I should grab... If I don't grab an Orangaroo, I need draw power is what I need. But if I Pokemon Communication for a Crobat and it's not there, that's going to be a problem. Okay, so Put that on the bench and hope we draw into something. I really do need an Oranguru. Let's Marnie. We'll see if we can get an Oranguru. That Oranguru is pretty central to the strategy. I didn't grab one, but I did get some more draw cards, so we'll have to see what happens. Mad Party ramps up pretty quickly as well. I've had decent luck surviving Mad Party, but I've also had some not so decent run-ins. The single prize it's a killer for sure. Ugh. That's not a good hand at all. Might be able to grab the Oranguru though out of that. Okay, not optimal for sure. I don't need the extra damage from Martial Arts Dojo. I need energy and I need a VMAX. Without the VMAX, this deck goes awfully slow. Need some draw power. I don't know, this could already be a loss just because I don't have the VMAX and I don't have the draw power to get to it. It's problematic. Well, here's another chance to draw it. See what we get. Mad Party does need a couple turns to ramp up. I need to get rid of those T-break Synestes as soon as I can. Let's see what they're going to do this turn. I don't know, I really liked that Obstagoon Eternatus that I saw. I might have to consider running that. That looked like it had pretty good consistency, and I really liked the Obstagoon adding extra damage counters. I actually hadn't played against that variant of that. I see Galarian Zigzagoon all the time, but not so much prevent all damage. Yeah, protecting the bench is important. Okay, well they weren't able to one-shot me, so that's something. Takes a minute, that's for sure. I need that Synesty, but if I play that supporter, can't really afford to do that. I need a VMAX to come out of this, or some way to grab it, or I'm going to be in big trouble. And I'm in big trouble. Okay, this is not good. This is like 3 turns without a VMAX. At least that lets me draw a little bit. Come on. Friggin'. Okay, there we go. A way to get it. Jeez, I'm starting to freak out there. Sometimes you just don't get the draws, you know? Okay, it's unfortunate that I can't set up a proper eruption shot, but it's weak to fighting, so better than nothing. Alright, the clock's up against them now. Now the pressure is on them. So, we'll see. Discard pilot as a mad. What is this? Power plant? Yeah, Pokemon GX and EX have no abilities. The one prize card, though, thing in Mad Party is what absolutely kills me. Because by the time I'm able to get through 6 prizes, ugh, it's problematic, for sure. I'd like to boss's orders out that Deden, so that I can take 2 prizes out of that. That's the risk of sitting one of those on the bench. That it just allows me to go through prizes faster. I've got my familiar bell. I've got my buff padding on, so that lets me take a bit more hits. And they only have 14 cards left, so that's another thing I like to do with this deck is have them deck out. Because I'm pretty tanky. It's pretty hard to knock out a Coalossal even with that setup. If I put another Stone Energy, I can hit for 240. Then If I Professor's Research, I can get a boss's orders if I'm lucky. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Crap. Okay, well, I have it for next turn. That's fine. I always forget. Why do I always forget? I'm going to put it on top of my deck so I don't lose it, because I really need that card. So that will be what I do. And then we can take out Poltegeist. One of my favorite Pokemon, actually. One of my favorite new ones from the expansion. Okay, so we took one prize there. If we can take... This game's going a lot better. But, I mean, Mad Party is hardly... It's a bit meta, but it's hardly something I would think that you're going to see in a top tournament tier. You're more likely to see Eternatus and... You're more likely to see the decks that we already played. Not a Rangaroo, interesting. Wonder why they play a Rangaroo in this deck. Just for more discard power, I guess. We only got 6 cards left, so... Oh, 7. They switched something back. And they still didn't one-shot me. Next turn I'll be knocked out for sure. Okay, so I need to start setting up another one of those. If my boss's orders the den, they're gonna knock me out next turn. But I don't really have a choice. So that gives me 2 prizes, and then I just have to take 2 more, which is going to be challenging because they are going to be hitting for pretty decent damage. Okay, so that's going to get knocked out. Also, I discarded way too much energy early in. No, just 2. There's plenty more energy in my deck. Okay, so that's a knockout, so we'll take 3. I really need to not trade prizes here. The only thing that's gonna work is if I Eruption Shot. I need to find a draw card, like, big time. Okay, so I can discard that and find... Shoot, I don't have another Crobat in there. That's problematic. Alright, let's put that there. Search for that. Rangaroo. Okay, I need to get these cards out of my hand. Okay, I don't need that. What I need right now is... They're gonna be too even on me with prizes. I need some friggin' energy. Let's do that. Oh boy. Guess there's no Crobat in there. Well, let's see what we can find next turn. Might be able to deck them out. We'll see. I can heal with Mallow and Lana next turn. Send out a 1... Yeah, I might be able to... I think I can stall them here for the win, but we'll see. As long as they don't one-shot my Coalossal here, I should be able to... stall. Okay, so they can do 240. Well, I can escape rope out and then put an Rangaroo out. That way they only take 1 prize when they knock out. Okay. Yeah, a Rangaroo. And then again. Yeah, you're wondering why I did that. It's because I made a mistake, okay? That's right, I made a mistake. It happens. Okay, we're gonna put a Rangaroo back out. That way I heal. I'm gonna hit Primate Wisdom and hope for an energy. And we didn't get one. So now we just hope that they deck out, I guess. Even if they have, do they have a boss? I guess if they boss's orders, yeah, that's probably the game. Lasai. Well, GG. They only had one card left. I just didn't delay long enough. Mad Party is definitely a challenge. Well, this run has definitely given me pause to think about my approach with that deck list. Might try Eternatus some more and see if that's a deck I'd rather run with for the tournament. We'll have to wait and see. I still do really like Coalossal, but it just there's just something about the consistency that I've got to work on. But anyways, thanks for tuning in for today's video. Hopefully I will have a Dragalia Lost video over the next couple days to put up. But for everyone who stuck around to watch my Pokemon TCG video, I appreciate it. And I will have another video up soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.